It's my pleasure to introduce one of our 2013 scholarship recipients, Michelle Kuhar from District 15, which is not District 5, District 15, Michigan, USA. Michelle is a former Montessori teacher who turned into a businesswoman. She's passionate about helping underprivileged people. She earned her undergraduate degree and her MBA from Eastern Michigan University, where she was an active member of her school community and acted as a volunteer. Now, I had a conversation with Michelle before, and she currently works at Covenant House of Michigan. This is a homeless shelter for youth between the ages of 18 and 21. And it's not just a drop-in centre. This centre prepares them with education and the opportunity to be ready for a job. She's passionate. She wants to advance women, children, and families with education, skills, and knowledge to ultimately break that cycle of poverty in their future generations. Please welcome Michelle Kuhar. One thing but Michelle, she will need to indicate to change the slides. Is that okay up there? She'll need to indicate to you to change the slides.
We could have the slide show up, please. Oh, wonderful. Okay, thank you. So good morning. I hope you're all enjoying your stay here as much as I am. This is a beautiful resort. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak at this wonderful conference. As one of 12 international winners, I feel quite honored to be here representing my fellow recipients as I speak to you today. And I'd like to share with you a few highlights of my journey over the last few years, for truly that journey is what brought me here today. In 2009, I returned to school to complete my bachelor's degree. Prior to that time, I was teaching a mixed preschool kindergarten classroom as a certified Montessori teacher with an associate's degree in early childhood. It was a wonderful job, but I wasn't completely fulfilled. I needed to find a career path which presented me with greater challenge and an opportunity to pursue my passions. The summer before returning to college, I spent a month in Calcutta, India, working in Shishu Bhavan, an orphanage run by the Missionaries of Charity. This trip was the fulfillment of a lifelong dream to spend time helping in a developing country. There, I tutored young children in English. I taught them letter sounds and basic English word structures. It was an incredible trip, and I learned firsthand about the hospitable nature of the people of India. So if there are any of you here, thank you. My trip to India was one of the many factors that guided my decision to focus on pursuing a degree in business with a concentration in entrepreneurship. I felt this route would well prepare me to run a small nonprofit organization when I graduated. As I entered into my studies, I came upon the Nonprofit Leadership Alliance student group at Eastern Michigan University. Dr. Petrescu, the group's director, pictured there on the left, had a deep impact on my future. She encouraged me as a student, but especially as a woman, to be confident in speaking up for myself, to trust in my abilities, and to acknowledge the skills and talents that I possess as a professional businesswoman. I am deeply grateful to her and wish she were here today so that I could honor her publicly. In the fall of that year, I became involved with a small nonprofit organization called the Appropriate Technology Collaborative. We work primarily in Central America to provide simple technology solutions to address poverty. I am pictured here at a community outreach event sharing our mission. We focus on designing sustainable technologies, such as using solar power to charge cell phones, provide lighting and heating solutions. Some of our projects focus on providing work and educational opportunities to women and girls to propel them towards self-sufficiency. In the summer of 2011, during the final year of my undergraduate studies, the Nonprofit Leadership Alliance helped me to find an internship with Covenant House, Michigan. Covenant House is a youth homeless shelter, as we know, that works with youth ages 18 to 22. We also run 4 credit recovery high schools. I worked in the marketing department, assisting with social media, and acting as the campus journalist. Many of my stories and reports were featured on the website and in newsletters. While I was there, I observed the youth, out on the sidewalks, hip-hop music, always dancing. And it occurred to me that I could bring something to them aside from the work that I was doing. I love swing dancing. So I initiated some swing dancing lessons with them, and we ended up having a great fundraising event with a band that came. It was a wonderful night. My favorite part was seeing the guests and the youth from inner city Detroit mixing and having a great time enjoying each other's company, removing that stigma of all of the violence that is in the city of Detroit. It's amazing how beautiful homeless youth are when you put them in a new environment. As I started my final year of undergrad and began preparing for a job, Dr. Petrescu encouraged me to pursue a master's degree. It was in my long-term plans, but not immediate future. I chose to stay at Eastern to pursue a master's with a concentration in nonprofit management. That was quite a busy season in my life. Over the summer, I became involved in directing a traveling play, and I had promised the cast to continue booking performances through the year. Let me pause for a moment. You're probably wondering why I'm talking about a play. It probably has nothing to do with Zonta, the scholarship, or my career goals. Actually, it does. So our play was about a young man named Pier Giorgio Frassati. So if there are any Italians here, I'll start out now by thanking you for producing this wonderful young man who so inspired my life. He was born in 1901 as the son of a wealthy Italian senator. Although his era placed a deep divide between rich and poor, he refused to allow social stigmas to dictate his actions. He spent much of his time and money on the poor. He was driven by his Catholic Christian faith, which teaches that the presence of God in each person and how you treat them is how you are treating the Lord. After contracting polio from someone in the slums he frequently visited in Turin, Italy, he died at the age of 24. He had been preparing to take his final university exams to become an engineer. His status as a busy university student who held nothing back while serving the poor has been a great inspiration to me. Over the course of the year, my cast and crew put on the story of his life 8 different times in 5 locations in southeastern Michigan. 4 of these performances took place during my first year of grad school. It was what I like to call the year of insanity. I was insanely busy. In addition to the play during my first year of grad school, I was interning at the Eastern Michigan University Foundation office, learning about the fundraising portion of nonprofit work. I had also returned to Covenant House, Michigan, this time as a part-time marketing associate. I have no idea how I did that, and I don't know if I do it again. Somewhere in all of this, a coworker at Covenant House, Michigan, Amy Maple, who's pictured there with the glasses, she is a Michigan District 15 Zonchan. Wearing the pin right here, Denise Corrals designed this, District 15. So anyway, she mentioned something about a Women in Business scholarship, and I was very excited to learn that Zonchans are women in business who eat, sleep, and breathe social service. With my busy schedule and final exams, filling out an application form seemed impossible, but somehow, mostly between midnight and 3 a.m., I got it done. Later that summer, I was thrilled to be selected as the District 15 regional winner, and that's a picture also from Bay City where I was at the awards ceremony. That fall, my Covenant House supervisor called me in to review a document on Amy's computer. Now, I don't usually make errors that actually get to the publishing point, so I was very surprised that I was being asked to review this document. So when I went and looked at Amy's computer, I was shocked to find, instead of one of the documents I had created, a spreadsheet with the names of the 2013 Jane M. Klausman International Women in Business Scholarship awardees, and my name was on that list. For about 5 minutes, I was shocked. For about 5 minutes, I literally couldn't speak. And I think my coworkers were a little surprised. It's the first time they had seen me speechless. But that's an actual picture from that moment. I work in a marketing department, so we take pictures all the time. It got captured. The scholarship came at a perfect time. After the year of insanity, I really needed a break. Receiving the scholarship allowed me to cut back on some of my work hours and focus on my final classes. I have no doubt that this extra time helped me to achieve a final GPA of 3.83. Thank you. And I really mean thank you, because that's a higher GPA than I got in my undergraduate degree, so I appreciate it. At the Bay City ceremony, I had a chance to thank District 15. I also visited the Ann Arbor Club, who submitted my application, and thanked them as well. Now today, I want to thank you for helping me, especially financially, to achieve this goal of graduation, and also for encouraging me with the knowledge that there are so many other women who are passionate about the work that I do every day. Please accept this virtual bouquet as a sign of my thanks. Oh, there we go. Okay. Before I finish, I want to share with you some exciting news. I was recently offered a full-time position as the Community Outreach/PR Liaison at Covenant House, Michigan, so I'll be staying on there, and I love it. It's a wonderful organization, and I'm very excited about continuing there. Eventually, I hope to move into a position in upper management, either there or at another nonprofit. I also plan to teach more swing dancing lessons, and that's a picture from our 15-year anniversary where some of the youth I taught are dancing at the event. I am deeply grateful to Zonta for being part of this journey. May you continue to use your talents and resources to inspire other young women on their personal and professional journeys, just as you have inspired and encouraged me. Thank you.